to the Indiana state line, and to Charleston and Effingham. Anywhere you travel in central Illinois, take WHOW, the Big 1520, with you in your car, truck, or tractor. Just another reason why WHOW is Central Illinois' news, agriculture, and talk station.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today, DNR Conservation Police Captain John Williamson. Good morning, Captain.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How are you, Seth?
Not too bad. Things about to pick up for DNR, but first, introduce us to Mr. Noah Workman here.
Have one of the local boys made good. If you talk about getting on a basketball team or something, one of your local boys, came up through the ranks, made it through the academy, and now he's home. Noah Workman.
Noah, welcome. How are you, my friend?
Good, Seth. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out and talking with us here for this morning. And, of course, you mentioned you are from Clinton. Tell us about your journey to DNR, if you don't mind.
I grew up in Clinton, graduated high school, went to Illinois State for 4 years, and then worked at a prison for about 7.5. I've always kind of went to college to be a game warden, and then just kind of going through the hiring process. It took 4 stabs at it. Took about 4 stabs to finally get selected, and got selected back in 2019. Went through the academy and did my first stint up in LaSalle County, and then the game warden that was here before me transferred out, and I got asked by Captain Williamson at the time if I was coming home, and
here you are.
I fought the battle, but I decided, I'll come back home.
Did you like it up in LaSalle County?
I did. It was a great learning experience. They have a Starved Rock up there, so you're kind of married to that park for the majority of the year. And it's a lot of park enforcement, stuff like that.
So what's the difference between working up at Starved Rock and, say, like a Clinton Lake type of an environment?
The clientele of people. At Starved Rock, you get a lot of your Chicago residents that take 80 over and will hang out at all those state parks. You're talking thousands and thousands of people any given weekend. Parking lots are full. We're doing a lot of traffic enforcement, a lot of parking lot management, because people are just coming in there piling in. And then, of course, they've got a different trail system up there that we enforce. As far as walking off trails, we're in Clinton. It's a little bit more wide open, less frequented, and a little less, just a different clientele of people that come visit.
And you're familiar with Clinton. And
very familiar with
Clinton.
Clinton.
All of those things. Very good. Very good. Well, what's kind of kept you guys busy here as we hit the fall season, Noah? What's been happening in DeWitt County?
Well, the fishing's starting to hit. I'm noticing a lot of cars out on the bridges, on the 48 and DeWitt Bridge. With that area closed, a lot of people like to fish that warm water and get the crappie are starting to bite. But then right now we're kind of transitioning into the firearm deer season. Kind of still in archery, but this week starts the first firearm deer season.
Yep, for sure. Well, Captain, tell us about first firearm deer season for us.
It's kind of our Super Bowl this weekend. We kind of ramp up with the opening of dove and season early in September and kind of build up. We've got Upland Game open the first weekend in November. Waterfowl open the week before that, so it's kind of this build up, and this is kind of our Super Bowl of hunting this weekend, with everybody being out. As they call them, the Orange Army is going to be hitting the field looking to fill their tags.
Sure. Anything new this year with the firearm season?
Nothing really new. Probably the one we get the question the most about is like we've talked about numerous times, is the new rifle law that came effect in Illinois. So straight wall calibers are legal in rifles, that sort of thing, still single shot. That's pretty much the newest thing and thing we get the question about the most.
Yeah, what do you deal with as you're out there, on patrol this busy weekend? What do you get
never know. You never know. Our thing we always worry about the most are hunting accidents. We talk about it all the time, and most of our hunting accidents come around tree stands. So again, the tree stand safety talk we do every year. It seems like September, October-ish. Is this still there? If this is the first time you're going to a tree stand, make sure it's good. Make sure you're wearing your safety harness once you get in the stand in case something happens. But though we just had 2 tree stand accidents this last weekend. So
wow.
yeah, make sure. Southern Illinois. I know I think both those were in Southern Illinois.
Gotcha, for sure. I had this conversation, and I can't remember who it was with, but I think it was Sheriff Vogelsang, actually, over in Piatt County, mentioned if you're going out, make sure, if you're going alone or maybe with friends, at least have someone know where you're headed.
Absolutely. Give them that plan. Let them know. You got a hunting buddy that hunts with you, knows where your tree stands are. Let them know you're going out so they know. And unfortunately, that's the only way we found some people that have fallen from tree stands is getting their hunting buddies out there to take us to a tree stand. Otherwise, we're going out in Southern Illinois. Some of those blocks of woods are thousands of acres, and we're supposed to go find them. Let's talk about needle in a haystack. That's pretty much it.
For sure. How about do you get much in the way of like hunters not being where they're supposed to be? Let's say on a private land or land that has changed hands. Do you get much of that?
That's probably one of the more common complaints I get is a lot of people and that's been a large question I've received in this leading up into the deer season is the retrieval law. And it's, I shoot a deer on my property and it runs on my neighbor's property. Do I need to get permission to go retrieve? And yes, you do. The answer to that is yes, you do. And a lot of people think that us as game wardens have the right to go help them retrieve without that landowner's permission, in which we don't. And it's kind of been a misconception this past year. I've had a lot of phone calls, people asking me, can you go on this property and retrieve my deer? And I always have to tell them no, not unless they obtain that permission from that landowner first.
Gotcha. So does that deer then become the property of the landowner? Like, can they retrieve it?
It does. It really does. And unfortunately, we run into situations where landowners just don't get along. I mean, there's been fights for years, and because of deer hunting and everything else, and it could be because of their cow getting out of their pasture. I've had that before, that they wouldn't let anybody back on. But a lot of times, even if you have those issues with other landowners, give us a call. Let us have a chance of talking to the other landowner, and maybe they'll let us go with you on there. But we can't just go on there to retrieve a deer. We've still got to get permission, the permission of the landowner, that sort of thing. But if we can help, we will. But when it comes up to a shotgun weekend like this and we're really busy, we may not have time to do stuff like that. But we'll do what we can. But the biggest thing you can do is talk before season. So if you're hunting close to a property line, make sure you talk to the other landowner well before and come up with an agreement that, hey, if one goes on your property, I'll let you on. If one goes on my property, I'll let you on, and work it out from there.
Gotcha. Is that happen a lot where like you shoot a deer and it doesn't just fall over and die, basically?
Yeah, deer most of the time don't just fall right where they're shot.
Gotcha.
So there's usually a tracking job involved, and sometimes they can go up to a mile or two.
No kidding.
Depending on where they're hit.
Yeah. Now, are there rules about like UTVs or your personal vehicles in some spaces? Like, are there any rules about those things as you retrieve a deer?
You can't use it to chase down a deer. If the deer is still alive, you can't use it to track it, that sort of thing. But other than that, it's just if it's on private property, it doesn't matter. On public property, you have to remain on the trails. Motorized vehicles can only be in certain areas, that sort of thing. Sure.
Now, what are you guys looking out for this year? Is there anything specific on DNR's radar as it pertains to the upcoming shotgun season you're focused on in terms of patrolling?
We have certain areas that we look at. We want fair chase for everybody. So baiting cases, we look for those a lot. Making sure people have the appropriate tags,
right,
licenses, that sort of thing, and then just answer our complaint calls. And a lot of times, like you said, a lot of them fall on hunting without permission. So that's probably our major call that we get during the season.
Sure. Are you a big hunter, Noah?
I'm not a huge hunter. Grew up trying to hunt deer with my dad. I'm not one to sit still and be quiet. So hunting deer for me was never really enjoyable.
Gotcha.
I don't mind shooting birds with people because it's more of the social aspect of it. You sit, talk, drink coffee, walk. I enjoy that more than I do deer hunting.
Gotcha.
I see Seth being that way.
What's that?
Not being able to sit still and whatever. I just don't see you being a deer hunter.
Nope, not at all.
No,
nope,
there you go.
Nope, I would scare him away.
I was just,
I would be the worst deer hunting partner for sure. Yep. And I've never been asked either, so that makes me feel even better.
Nobody's asked me either. Seth.
Yeah. No,
twice.
It's all right. It's all right. I don't know if I can stand it anyways. But when it comes to the deer season itself, Noah, like, as you talk to hunters, what are they telling you about what their trail cams are picking up? Anything they're looking forward to out there this year?
Trail cams are just so popular anymore. I mean, there's really no going on property without being detected. Trail cams are everywhere. They're even putting them on private or public property now.
By the way, how helpful? I've talked with like police. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
you're
you. By
good.
the
Go
way,
ahead.
the ring cams in solving like local crimes. How beneficial are like trail cams in as you investigate things? Are they helpful at all?
Tremendous. I mean, you get guys that have trail cams on their property and are able to capture images of people maybe trespassing, and they're able to forward those images to us and help, and then we're able to help try to find who was on their property.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Captain Williamson?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I do have a really interesting trail cam. I got a picture of a collared deer on my own personal trail cam this last
collared
week.
deer,
Yeah, it was collared by Southern Illinois University as a fawn last year, and this camera is like 60 miles away from where it was collared.
Really?
On our property. So
wow,
kind of cool picture.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, by the way, let's. Are we missing anything on the shotgun season we should talk about?
No, I think
by the
we're
way?
good.
I wanted to just kind of jog my memory. Talk about, because of the shotgun season, like this weekend, you'll probably see a real uptick in deer activity as you're out in the rural areas. Let's speak to that a little bit, Noah.
As far as
like if you're driving, you'll probably notice more deer crossing the road. This will stir up the deer population.
well, and we're entering that rut. I mean, right now the bucks are chasing the does, and you're seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot more deer versus car accidents that are occurring, especially on locally Route 10, Route 54. You travel in east and west on 10 or 54, especially around sunset. The deer are out, and so we've seen a big uptick in as far as the deer versus car accidents.
Yeah, for sure. I have to Saturdays I've had football games, right? And so I was coming home on 54 I took the highway into Decatur, but still I was on 51 coming home from Williamsville from a football game on Saturday a few weeks ago, and saw deer like crossing 51. It was kind of strange, but I've been coming home from Monticello the last few weeks, and just gosh, anytime I come home from Monticello on Route 10, like I get to where like just across the county line by that storage, the boat storage place, and then you go down that hill and then up the bend and around like that area. I'm just like super hyper focused on the side of the road. Like it paranoia, because we had a car deer accident when like several years ago our family did.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of keep your eyes out, I guess.
There you go.
So anyways, when it comes to like high beams and those sorts of things, are deer drawn to that light? And they'll just dart out at any given moment. So
If anything, it makes them freeze. I mean, that's
Oh,
what you got to
really?
worry about. They'll get in that bright light and just stop trying to figure out which way to go, and that
Yeah.
can be the problem.
now, are they more active after dark? Deer?
Deer are nocturnal. So
Okay.
yeah, they're going to go out and feed typically around sunset.
Gotcha. Plus with the harvest and
They're
everything.
binaural, I think.
Binaural?
I think
Is that
is
the
their-
term?
I think that's the term. They're
Okay.
active sunset and sunrise.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Oh, okay.
makes
Yeah.
So start of the day, end of the day.
Yeah, but this time of year, the bucks are out moving all during the day, all 24 hours a day.
Has your trail cam picked up any good bucks?
Oh, a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yep, nothing huge.
Do you guys get to, like, I know you're not a big hunter, but like, do you get to go out for the shotgun season, John?
I can now, but I still work quite a bit. It just depends on what's going on. So
Gotcha.
this year, plan on working some, hunting some. Now that
joys
I have
of-
a Monday through Friday desk job.
I was going to
so
say,
there you
the
go.
joys of being a pencil pusher.
You got
now,
it.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Very good. Where do folks go for all things hunting seasons, John?
DNR.illinois.gov.
That is John Williamson, DNR Conservation Police Captain, and Noah Workman, local DNR officer, our guests in studio. More to come with them on the morning show.
WHOW.
Here's Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson on Fighting Inflation 2024.
We are very strategic about our pricing. The other thing is you almost never have to wait to get checked out. And on top of that, we don't make you be the cashier either. We try to make sure in order to grow, you have to have labor. So we make sure we have enough people to do the job, and in order to absorb the growth that we've experienced for 24 years straight.
Dave and his staff help you save up to 40% on your food bill every day at your Clinton Save-A-Lot. And as Dave always says,
Hope to see you soon.
When you visit Lincoln Memorial Hospital, you might not remember our state-of-the-art facilities or the high-tech equipment we use, but you will remember how great you were treated. As a Pathway to Excellence hospital, LMH is a recognized leader in nursing support. And committed colleagues mean better, more compassionate care for you and your family. Memorial Health, where great care comes together.
Now there's one web portal for local agriculture radio programming in Central Illinois.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Local farm programming streamed live and archived to hear anytime.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Hear the morning and noon farm shows with local agriculture news and interviews.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Plus, hear all of your favorite agriculture farm shows, including RFD Illinois, AgriTalk, RFD Today, and the Closing Market Report.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
It's agriculture grown locally, streamed live, and archived to hear anytime.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
A service of the Miller Media Group.
Covenant Animal Clinic in Clinton now has a new online store for your pet's medicine and supplies. Hi, this is Dr. Seuster inviting you to check out our new online store at covenantanimalclinicil.com or just click on our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties is the leader in fire, water, and mold restoration. See all the many services they can offer your home or business by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. Again, my guests in studio this morning, DNR Conservation Police Captain John Williamson and local officer Noah Workman with us here for today. And guys, let's talk about the was it the handicap hunt, John, at Clinton Lake this weekend?
Yep, they have a special handicap hunt at Clinton Lake. It's a shotgun hunt that they close the campground down and help manage the deer population in the campground area, that sort of thing. And seemed like it was a great success again this year.
Cool, very good. Noah, you said they got, what, 19 harvested?
I want to say roughly about 19. I think after Thursday they were at 12, I believe. So I think between Friday and Saturday, I bet they scraped up at least 7 or 8 more.
Gotcha. So how does the deer hunt work? The handicap deer hunt work?
You just have to put in. They have a special draw where you put in and they draw your name and they draw 30 people, I think.
30.
They draw 30. 25 hunt and they have 5 standbys.
Okay.
So the 5 standbys, as soon as someone harvests the deer, they're able to go out and hunt. They have blinds set up, and it's pretty because it is a handicap hunt. They make sure that the hunters go in the blinds, and because they are a little close together, you have to, if you shoot, you call back in. They have a team of guys that go out and help you track, find the deer, whatever, get it back to you. Bring UTV out and get them back there and cook food for them, everything else. It's a really, really good weekend.
Nice. Do you have to be a Clinton or DeWitt County resident, or can anybody do this?
No, it's open to even non-residents.
Okay. Do they do this all over the state? I thought I saw something about this. Maybe
they do certain areas, but this is year
98, I believe, was the first
98 was the first year.
26.
So 26th year. So this is probably one of the longer ones that have run like this.
Yeah.
I know Shelbyville came to see how they did it and have kind of modeled their hunt after that.
Yeah,
so
Shelbyville.
There are some other places, a few places around, but this is just a special firearm hunt on the non-firearm weekend so that they get plenty of volunteers and plenty of people to be there and make it a great time for the people.
Very good. What is the do they encourage the folks to do something with the deer they harvest? Or?
I mean, they're for them to eat. I mean, they take them home with them, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good. So the handicap harvest went well, it sounds like. And with that, of course, there's still plenty of other hunting seasons going on. I know pheasant, waterfowl. How are some of those going, John?
Seems like it's going great. You know, just like we talked about before we got on the air, it seems like farmers are seeing a lot more pheasants this year. So I think the pheasant hunting's been decent. Personally, ready for some cooler weather and make the birds. It's easier on the dogs and makes the pheasant hunting a little better in my mind. So waiting for that.
Yeah.
Same thing for waterfowl. Waiting for some of the fronts to come in and kind of push some waterfowl down, so the waterfowl hunters get to have a few more ducks in the area.
Yeah.
And just kind of like one of those normal years, wait for a little weather and have a good hunt.
You know, I was surprised if like a week or two ago, I was out on the porch on kind of a warmer night, and there was you could hear like a herd of geese flying through. So there must have been like a cold front up north or something. So
did you just say a herd of geese?
Yeah, why?
A flock of geese. They're not our herd.
Are you
Seth? I thought I've trained you better than this.
Are you kidding me right now?
He heard it too. I said.
Wow.
A herd of geese.
You're never welcome back on the show again. Holy cow.
I'll remember that when you call to invite me next time.
No, it's all right. So it's a flock of geese.
A flock of geese, yeah.
See, I was right now years old when I learned that. So you never taught me that, John.
I'm pretty sure we've talked about this.
Whatever. Anyways, Noah, with waterfowl, anything going on in DeWitt County with that you've seen?
I haven't. It hasn't been all that great. I checked a lot of hunters the opening weekend a few weeks ago. saw guys coming out. I saw nobody coming out with a limit. You get guys with 2 or 3 here and there.
Yeah.
Really, it was the second day. There really wasn't anybody on. I think I sat out there, maybe heard a dozen shots the whole morning. So
Really?
it was a very slow opening weekend.
How long does waterfowl go for?
Duck season goes until right about Christmas time. Right, it's either right before Christmas Day or right after Christmas Day, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And then the goose season goes till the end of January.
Okay, so there's still plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. When it gets, and Clinton Lake, with it being a hot water lake, there's not a ton of food on the lake, so it doesn't attract waterfowl because of the food. What attracts it is when it gets cold everywhere else, everything else freezes, then they come to the lake because of the open water.
Gotcha. Is waterfowl on private property a big thing?
Yeah, you'll see them out in the fields when it gets cold and the geese get here. That's when you start seeing guys hunting the cornfields, that sort of stuff.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it gets real popular.
The flock of geese.
The flock of geese.
As it were. Very good.
Thank you. No herds, flocks.
Yeah. All right. Nice. So pheasants, waterfowl. Anything else going on right now? Any other seasons?
Rabbit season. So the upland game season. So you have rabbit, squirrels even still in.
Yeah.
So basically almost everything's open right now. That's like I say, this is kind of the culmination of it all coming together. And then as we get a little later, things start closing, like dove season closes.
Yeah.
Rabbit season and pheasant season will close in early January and then go from there.
Then the real busy season happens for you, where you've really got to push the pencils in the paper.
That's exactly.
Yep, for sure. Nice. Well, John, so am I missing anything that's kind of been on your all's radar other than hunting? You guys working any cases or anything like that?
We've got a bunch of guys. We're hiring a new class. We've got a bunch of
that's
guys out
right.
there doing some background investigation, so that takes away from our enforcement a little bit. But things we got to do to try to hire the next generation.
Yep, very good. So hiring going on now. Are you in need of local officers or local positions open?
Right now, no local positions that are going to open up right now.
All right, very good. Well, John, where do folks go for all things DNR?
Illinois.dnr.gov.
Very good. And Noah, we'll probably see you in the future. So thanks for doing this with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Again, that is DNR Conservation Police Captain John Williamson and local officer Noah Workman in studio with us here for this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Of course, we stream live online all the time at